Let's start with today's themes analysis. आज का सबसे पहला टॉपिक है इंडिया चाइना कमिटेड टू फेयर रेजोल्यूशन ऑफ बॉर्डर इशू मोदी. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Sunday underlined the importance of peace and tranquility on Indian Indo-China border for continued development of bilateral relations. So the meeting is on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization in the northern Chinese city of Tianjin. The two leaders agreed on the need to strengthen people-to-people ties through direct flights and visa facilitation, building on the resumption of Kailash Mansarovar Yatra and tourist visas amid an improving relationship between the neighbors. Mr. Xi said that the border issue should not fine over the relation. So basically, both the leaders they emphasized that the country's commitment to maintaining peace along with India-China border while working towards a fair, reasonable resolution of the boundary issues. Modi stressed that the border dispute should not define the overall relationship between the two nations, underscoring the need for mutual respect, sensitivity, and efforts to build the trust. So, what are the discussions beyond? The discussions were also focused on strengthening the bilateral relations, as I told you, that continue to develop positively, supporting regional peace and prosperity. So, the Indian Foreign Secretary explained that the talks built upon the outcomes of the earlier informal Wuhan summit, where both leaders had agreed on the need to avoid confrontation and ensure stability. The meeting reinforced the desire on both the sides to move forward constructively despite persistent challenges by deepening engagement in areas of common interest while addressing the dispute reasonably. So this is important with respect to the international relations aspect, that how the relationships between India and China are changing. Now how this is going to impact Indo-US relation, इस एस्पेक्ट में भी आपको देखना है. उसके अलावा अगर हम बात करें तो वर्ल्ड फॉर्मेट में इंडिया और चाइना का जो रिलेशन है, what new resolutions can and benefit it can bring in. My sound would be sounding good, but currently आई एम फेसिंग कफ़ एंड कोल्ड इशू. मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था कि मुझे वायरल फीवर हो चुका था और उसकी वजह से लंग्स में काफ़ी कफ़ एक्यूमुलेट हो गया था. सो नाउ दिस इज़ अ मेजर कॉज ऑफ कंसर्न, क्योंकि मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा कफ़िंग हो रही है. सो अगर वीडियो के बीच में कभी कहीं कुछ रिकॉर्ड हो जाए कफ़िंग का, सो प्लीज़ इग्नोर इट बिकॉज दिस इज़ अ जेन्युइन रीज़न, अ जेन्युइन प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, लेट्स होप कि जल्दी ठीक हो जाइए. मूविंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. नेक्स्ट आपका टॉपिक है गवर्नमेंट टू ऑफर क्विक लिक्विडिटी टू एक्सपोर्टर्स दैट आर हिट बाय द यूएस टैरिफ. So the Union government has announced an action plan to encounter the impact of US tariffs on the Indian exports. The plan includes short, medium, and long-term measures to address the immediate challenges while enhancing long-term competitiveness. Short-term steps focus on providing quick liquidity, compliance, relief, and support to exporters to sustain order levels and employment in the vulnerable sections. So according to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the guiding principles include ensuring liquidity, building resilience in supply chains, leveraging trade agreements, and offering non-financial support. The government aims to safeguard exporters and strengthen the India's global competitiveness. The move is significant as exporters may face delayed payments, stretched receivable cycles, and order cancellation issues due to the tariff shock. So overall, the strategy is described as the proactive, calibrated, and multi-tiered to mitigate the short-term pain while preparing India's trade sector for long-term resilience and growth. सो नेक्स्ट आपका टॉपिक है इंडियाज़ इकोनॉमिक चर्न द नेक्टर ऑफ ग्रोथ. आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट to you in short. The editorial India's economic churn, the nectar of growth, basically highlights how the economic turbulence has fueled the renewal and resilience of the India's GDP that grew by 7.8% in quarter 1 financial year 2025. So, driven by manufacturing, construction, and services reflecting the strong fundamentals, the article stresses that the growth must translate into poverty reduction, inclusive welfare, noting that between 2014 to 22, about 24.8 crore people rose above the multidimensional poverty. India is also strengthening its energy security, being the third largest energy consumer and refining hub, while expanding renewable capacity and transition to biofuels, compressed biogas, and green hydrogen. So, despite the criticism over Russian crude imports, India has acted within the global rules, ensuring energy affordability and stability. So, editorial underlines India's role in global energy markets, rising investment and reforms, boosting long term growth. Overall, India's economic churn, balancing reforms, energy transition, and inclusivity represent resilience and opportunity, making turbulence a pathway towards a stronger, sustainable growth. So next आपका टॉपिक है renewed focus. India and Japan showed that their ties were stable amid the global churn. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Japan for the 15th annual summit with PM Shigeru Ishiba reaffirmed the stability of India-Japan ties amid the global turbulence. Both sides signed over a dozen of agreements, including 2035 Vision Safety covering economic security, green technology, mobility and supply chain resilience. Japan raised investment targets in India to around $68 billion with 170 memorandum of understanding. Now, memorandum of understanding in short is known as MOUs. ठीक है. Cooperation expanded in defense, Quad, Indo-Pacific, NSA level dialogue and technology, जिसमें semiconductors और bullet train है. The joint statement condemned North Korea's missile test and stressed the counterterrorism despite the global churn. India-Japan relations remain stable, balancing the regional security, economic cooperation and geopolitical challenges. So if you talk about the probable questions, सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन है discuss the significance of India-Japan relations in the context of Indo-Pacific security architecture. दूसरा ऐसे आ सकता है how does the economic and technological cooperation strengthen India-Japan strategic partnership. तीसरा ऐसे आ सकता है evaluate the role in India's infrastructural development with specific reference to bullet train project. See directly ये bullet train project के बारे में नहीं पूछेगा but technology transfer and all से relate करके आपसे पूछा जा सकता है. So next आपका ऐसे आ सकता है how can resilient supply chains between India and Japan counter global economic disruptions. So such kind of questions can come. So next topic is giving wings to India's youth. India has risen from world's 10th largest economy in 2000, which was in 2014, to around the 4th largest economy today. So strength of the youth, that is the Shram Shakti, which is mentioned over here somewhere. Shram Shakti, driving growth and global presence. 17 crore jobs were created between 2004 to 2014. Job formalization accelerating post 2014. So if we talk about the social security coverage, real transformation in expanding the coverage. Only 19% of the workers had social protection. Now 64.3% covering 94 crore workers. India has the world's second largest social security system, recognized by the ILO as one of the fastest expansions of the social coverage globally. Demographic dividend की अगर हम बात करें तो 65% of the India's population below 35 years has the global edge amid the aging populations. So need to transform the demographic dividend into prosperity by ensuring the employability, financial literacy and robust social security net. नेक्स्ट यहाँ पर इस आर्टिकल में बात की गई है अबाउट द प्रधानमंत्री विश्वकर्मा एंड रोजगार योजना. सो दिस वॉज अनाउंस्ड इन बजट 2024 to 25 and launched by the PM on Independence Day. Ambitious target क्या है? Create around 3.5 crore jobs in 2 years. So this represents a shift from scheme-based support to structured employment generation. Now what are the key features of the scheme? सबसे पहले तो dual focus की बात यहाँ पर की जा रही है, that addressing unemployment plus enhancing the competitiveness, direct financial incentives where part A is up to rupees 15,000 loan installments and part B up to rupees 3,000 per new hire per month. So encourages formalization, lowers the entry barriers and reduces hiring risk for businesses. Integrating with other initiatives, Skill India, Startup India, Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. What is the broader significance? This ensures youth participation in economic transformation, promotes dignity of labor, formalization and social security, addresses global uncertainties like the automation, AI, job and shifts, aims to convert demographic dividend into long-term national prosperity. So what are the probable questions which can come? सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ऐसे आ सकता है, हाउ कैन इंडियाज डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड ऑफ द प्रॉस्पेरिटी, डिस्कस विथ रेफरेंस टू द schemes which are being declared by the government. दूसरा ऐसे आ सकता है, examine the role of social security expansion and ensuring inclusive economic growth in India. So इस तरीके के questions आ सकते हैं. So next आपका topic है the importance of India's federal design. What is the status of the demand to restore the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir? What are the process enshrined in the Constitution of India for creating the states, etc. इसके बारे में डिस्कशंस हुए हैं. सो अब इसके बेसिक कंटेक्स्ट के बारे में हम बात करते हैं. तो ये आर्टिकल बेसिकली डिस्कस करता है अबाउट द फेडरल नेचर ऑफ इंडियाज़ पॉलिटी एंड recent debates around the statehood of union territories and the constitutional process. ट्रिगर इशू क्या है? ये बेसिकली इशू जो है दैट इज़ अराउंड द जम्मू एंड कश्मीर स्टेटहुड रिकग्निशन and reorganization and wide implications for the center state relations. So what is the constitutional basis of federalism? India is described as a union of states in Article 1, not a loose confederation but an indestructible union with destructible states. So federal design ensures the unity while accommodating the diversity. State reorganization and federal balance की अगर हम बात करें तो यहाँ पर there was reorganization of state in 1956 on linguistic and cultural basis, which further strengthened the unity. Federal design accommodates new states or union territories to respond to regional aspirations. Example के तौर पे यहाँ पर दिया गया creation of Telangana in 2014. Now, what is the Jammu and Kashmir issue which has been discussed over here? So, 2019 reorganization, special status revoked. Jammu and Kashmir was downgraded from state to union territory. The issue was basically raised before Supreme Court whether such downgrading violates the federal spirit. So this raises the questions, can the union reduce a state into a union territory without the state consent? Now what is the significance of the federalism they are talking about? सबसे पहला unity and diversity that balances the center's strength with the state's autonomy. दूसरा democratic deepening. तीसरा challenges, checks and balances. Then fourth, economic federalism, and fifth is political stability. What is the judicial stand? Supreme Court has upheld federal principles in cases like S.R. Bommai versus Union of India 1994 case against the misuse of Article 356. Please do ensure about Article 356. And then secondly, in the Keshav Nanda Bharati case in 1973, जिसमें basic structure की बात की गई थी. So what are the challenges? Centralization tendencies versus the state autonomy, use of governor's office in Article 356, fiscal imbalance, center's dominance in the revenues, political tensions in the coalition or federal politics. Now if we talk about the way forward, strengthen the cooperative federalism through institutions like the GST Council, Niti Aayog, ensure fiscal federalism with greater devolution of resources, protect democratic federal values via judiciary and constitutional safeguards. So what can be the probable questions? सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ऐसे आ सकता है, India's federal design is unitary in spirit but federal in structure. Explain with examples. This is a very important question. You need to give an answer to it. So please do practice this. दूसरा, critically examine the implications of Jammu and Kashmir reorganization on India's federalism. तीसरा ऐसे आ सकता है, how do institutions like GST Council and Niti Aayog strengthen the cooperative federalism. Now cooperative federalism is very important, so इस पे भी एक आंसर ज़रूर लिख लीजिएगा. So next आपका टॉपिक है, why are orcas offering fresh prey to humans? The article explores the unusual behavior of the orcas, जिन्हें killer whales कहते हैं, where they are seen offering fresh prey to humans. Researchers analyzed the data between 2004 to 2020 from the British Columbia, Norway, South Africa and other regions, documenting 78 cases. Orcas often approached the boats and presented fish or marine mammals, sometimes whole, sometimes partially eaten. Scientists debate the reasons. Some suggest that it may be a social or teaching behavior. Others think it is an attempt to elicit a human response. This behavior reflects the orca's intelligence, complex social structures and adaptability. While the exact motive remains unclear, the phenomena highlights the deep interconnection between the humans and wildlife. Next आपका टॉपिक है, simplifying the mammoth of Income Tax Act in 6 months. So if we talk about the basic context, the Income Tax Act 1961 has become unwidely over decades with amendments, exemptions and judicial pronouncements. So government has begun a major exercise to simplify it within the 6 months. Key developments क्या बताए गए इसमें? सबसे पहला, there is a formation of review committee. CBDT constituted a committee in February 2024 to redraft the act. एम क्या है? मेक लॉ सिंपलर, यूज़र फ्रेंडली एंड अलाइन विद द मॉडर्न टैक्सेशन. दूसरा, कंसल्टेशन एंड फीडबैक का भी यहाँ पर बात हुई है, ये की डेवलपमेंट हुआ है. दैट स्टेक होल्डर्स लाइक द टैक्स experts, professionals and industry bodies have submitted 750 plus recommendations. This inputs focused on reducing litigation, ease of compliance and clarity in interpretation. What is the scope of work? To revisit and rewrite around 3,500 sections, clauses, rules and subrules. Focus on eliminating redundant provisions and aligning law with the present day economic realities. Implementation timeline की अगर मैं बात करूँ, so this drafts the recommendation to be finalized by December 2025. Phased rollout of simplified provisions from April 1 and expected impact क्या है? Greater ease of doing business, reduction in disputes and litigation, enhanced taxpayers' confidence and compliance, better alignment with the digital economy and global taxation trends. Now, if we talk about the probable questions, discuss the need for simplification of the Income Tax Act 1961 and its implication for economic governance. How can tax simplification improve ease of doing business and taxpayer compliance in India? So such type of questions can come. Let's start with today's चलते हैं अब नेक्स्ट टॉपिक पे, decoding the cryptos. So they are talking about the basics of cryptocurrency. Cryptos run on the blockchain technology, which is decentralized and transparent. Transactions are verified not by the banks but by the participants, miners or validators. Verification depends on the consensus mechanism. So if we talk about the consensus mechanism, ये होता क्या है? इसमें सबसे पहले they are talking about the proof of work. The miners solve the complex puzzles using the computational power, ensures verified secure transactions, but is very energy intensive. इसका एग्जाम्पल है बिटकॉइन. दूसरा है प्रूफ ऑफ स्टेक. वैलिडेटर्स चूज बेस्ड ऑन स्टेक्ड कॉइन्स, लेस एनर्जी इंटेंसिव होता है, सेफर होता है एंड इंसेंटिव्स ऑनेस्ट बिहेवियर. एग्जाम्पल लाइक एथेरियम. after upgrade. Next, we are going to talk about the types of cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin first and the most famous. दूसरा altcoins है. Let me write it down. Altcoins. Altcoins में आपका आ जाता है इथेरियम, सोलोना, स्मार्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स एंड एप्लीकेशन. स्टेबल कॉइन्स आ सकता है, आ जाता है, जिसमें नेक्स्ट आपका स्टेबल कॉइन्स है जिसमें USDT, USDC विच आर पेग्ड टू एसेट्स. देन आपका आ जाता है टोकन्स आ जाता है फॉर यूटिलिटी गवर्नेंस. नेक्स्ट आपका आ जाता है लास्टली जो है मीम कॉइन्स, गेमिंग कॉइन्स, हाईली स्पेक्यूलेटिव. So, what caution they are talking about? High potential but risky, can behave like a game of chance. Research, understand technology, avoid hype-driven investment, focus on coins with practical adoption. Now, what are the probable questions which can come? सबसे पहले ऐसा आ सकता है, explain the concept of blockchain consensus mechanism, compare proof of work and proof of stake. दूसरा, critically evaluate the opportunities and risk of cryptocurrencies in India's economic context. तीसरा ऐसे आ जाता है, what measures should India adopt to balance the innovation in blockchain with financial stability. So ये 3 questions बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इस पर आप ज़रूर ध्यान दीजिएगा, नोट्स बना लीजिएगा, बिकॉज ये प्रिलिम बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. मेंस में तो उतना नहीं आएगा, बट प्रिलिम्स में ये आ सकता है. मोरओवर मेंस में भी कुछ एस्पेक्ट में, टेक्नोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट में पूछ सकते हैं आपसे. So this is the last topic of the day. Shell structure, stars as onions. So astrophysicists described massive stars as having an onion-like shell structure where progressively heavier elements form concentric layers of hydrogen, helium, carbon, oxygen, neon, magnesium, silicon and sulfur, leaving an inert iron core at the center. So this is the structure. Inert iron core. This stellar evolution model, though long theorized, lacked deep observation evidence. A breakthrough came with the observation of supernova SN 2021 YFJ, whose light showed signatures of silicon and sulfur confirming the presence of inner shells before explosion. This validated that shell structures extend deep inward, not just outer layers. The discovery also revealed a rare new class of supernova type blend defined by silicon-sulfur signatures. So that's all for the day. Here I end my analysis. Thank you and have a nice day. I request you to like, subscribe and share my channel.